Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video we are basically going to cover the common test cases related to the incremental load. So I have already created one video for the common test cases of ETL, but that is again for the full load. Now in this video it is specifically for the incremental load, and to cover this incremental load I'll quickly demonstrate you like how exactly incremental load works, and then we will be covering those scenarios. Okay, so when I say incremental load, it means the data will be coming incrementally, like every day or maybe after 1 week or after 2 weeks, quarterly, yearly, or whatever be the interval it will be. Okay, so let's take an example of one data set. So this is my data, let's say it is coming on the 1st January. Okay, and while ingestion, what we will do, we will add this data into the ingestion layer. Okay, so as you can see, while ingesting the data, I am taking care of few things here. I have added few metadata columns like is active, start date, end date, hash key. So hash key as in such, you can say it's a surrogate key which will be unique for each record. You can say is active says like the currently this is our active record. Okay, start date means this data is loaded on the 1st January and it is also ended on the 1st January. You can have the timestamp also based on your requirement, right? Now suppose in 2nd January again we get some records, okay, which will have few new records or few updated records. So if you see here, this is the 9th record, right? If you see here, this is the new record here, right, which is not there in the existing records. But when we take a look to one more record, the other one ID8, you can see there is a change, right? There is a change in the temp column which has 99, earlier it was having 22 value, right? Now so our ingestion should be able to capture these two records here from source to ingestion layer basically, right? So what it will do, it will capture these two records with the metadata files, okay, like this way. Okay, it will capture these two records here. Now if you see the difference here is, if you see the start date and end date time is changed because we have loaded this data on the January 2nd, okay, and we are able to load this data successfully. Now maybe after ingestion you will be having one more layer where you will be keeping all this data in the target directory, I will say. Okay, so let's say this is our target directory. Okay, this is ingestion and this is the target directory, right? So when you see in the target directory, you will see we have added the new record, okay, the 9th one, and we have also added the 8th record here, and you will see the duplicates here, correct? So we have duplicate records now, but there is a catch. In this duplicate record we have updates, right? So it's not completely duplicate, it is an updated record, and that's the reason we have created this column. And now based on the updated record, we are kind of marking the previous record as no. It means this record is no longer required or it's not longer active, okay, because there are changes related to the customer or someone. So we will be reading this one, the next one, right? This approach is called SDET, where we are not removing the record or we are not overwriting the existing record, but we are creating one more copy of it with the updates and with some checkpoints where we can check, okay, what was the previous record and what are the changes in the new record. So we'll have the history records also, correct? This is called SDET. If I say specifically, this is called SDET, slowly changing dimension 2, okay, where we are keeping the old as well as the new records. Now you must be getting some idea what is incremental load, right? Because in the destination you will be getting, and the data will be keep on appending, okay, as soon as the new data will come into the picture. Now let's talk about the scenario, okay, what all things you need to be tested. Why I gave you this example, so that you will have some idea, right? So as you can see, we have added 4 metadata columns, right? These columns can be anything in different organization. Maybe they are using is delete, is updated, is removed, or other column names, right? But in my example I am using is active only. Okay, start date and end date, again it will be there with the timestamp, like by from which time or which date to which date the data was something, and then after which date the data got changed, right? So you will be having the complete information, right? The history, the complete chain. Okay, and hash key, again to uniquely identify the record, it's a surrogate key. Okay, so it can't be same. Now so when you are trying to verify, create your test cases, you should be first of all verifying the insertion part, right? All the new records, verify the insertion of new records in the destination table with the hash key, start date, end date, and basically you can say these columns are metadata column. Okay, I think I forgot to add is active as well. Okay, is active column. Okay, so make sure you are kind of verifying this scenario, right? Because these columns should be there, the value should be there. Okay, now you will see your next test case will be like to verify the records which got updated, right? As I said, the Sakshi one, right? It got updated, and the same record should be updated in the destination table with the is active field. So you should be verifying like is active field is updated or not, and the previous record or previous value will be there, will be stored there with is active as no, right? So you have to check both the records as well as the start and end date for this insertion. Now the third scenario will be you should verify the deduplication, right? So let's suppose some data is redundant. Okay, so you should verify if the data is duplicate or not, right? Or if you wanted to check this one also, you can reprocess the same file, right? Maybe in Jan 2 you got this information, right? The same information you should process in Jan 3, correct? It should not update the records because there is no change at all, right? It simply should remove that record. I mean, it should not take that record into the consideration basically. Okay, because there is no update. So this record should only be updated if there is any update in or any change in the records. Okay, so you need to verify the deduplication process is handled by the dev team or not. Now the fourth test case will be like you should verify the transformations based on the new record. See, sometimes these records are actually dependent, or these records are actually used in the transformation logic. So you should verify based on the new data set or new record the transformation logic is updated. Okay, and the aggregated values are performing well, or kind of all the transformations is correct. Okay, now you should verify if, I mean, based on the business requirement, are we really using SCD2 or not? Oops, sorry. Okay, are we really using SCD2 or not? I mean, when I say SCD2, right, it's like 1 minute, sorry. Yeah, so when I say SCD2, it means in SCD2 we are keeping both the records, right, as I said. But if I talk about SCD1, you will keep only the updated record, not the previous record. So if I have to give you an example of this, let's take an example like this way. Okay, so if you see here, where should I keep? Okay, let me minimize it little bit, let me make it little bit smaller just in case to show you. Okay, this is SCD1, SCD2, sorry, yeah, and this is, sorry, yeah, and this is your SCD1. Okay, so if you see here in SCD1, I'll make it little bit big now. Okay, so if you see here in SCD1, for Sakshi we have the updated record, not the previous one, right, not the 22 one. Okay, this is called SCD2. The updates will be there, but it will not contain the history, it will not keep your history. This is called SCD1. Okay, so you need to verify which approach they have used to keep their records. Okay, now The next test case will be to verify basically so the next test case will be to verify, what is this, okay, so the next test case will be to verify if the new load or load type, right, which I say load ID, or you can say hash key, anything you can say, hash key, okay, is created and generated, right, anything, if the data is loaded multiple times for the same in the same destination table, right. So if multiple data got loaded, this ID should be regenerated, right, for everything, correct. Now the most common scenario will be obviously the checks which we generally do, like verify the record count, verify the data, right, those should be tested. Okay, record count and record values. Okay, so you should be verifying those records and the data is updated or not properly. Okay, and the same change should be loaded into your I will say in your Power BI reports as well. Okay, now just make sure, I mean, when we are talking about this incremental load, right, we should make sure how exactly we are loading this incremental. Okay, is it an append functionality we are using, right? In append we will keep on adding, right? It will be an override functionality, as I said, for SDET2, right? Or are we using some merge conditions, right? We need to check it from the dev side also. Okay, so if they are using these conditions, you should properly check the join conditions and all other things, right? If they are actually using the current I mean to say the correct conditions or not. Okay, so these are all your basic checks or common checks while validating the incremental load. Okay, apart from this, obviously you are gonna validate all those normal checks which we generally use or which we generally test while loading the full load, as I have explained in my previous video. Okay, I will drop the link over here and you can refer those test cases as well. So I hope this video will help you. You can include these test cases while you are doing the incremental load testing. It will give you some idea what is SDET2, what is SDET1, how the incremental load things work, and rest part, right, how deduplication works, right. So these things you need to validate. So I hope this video will helpful for you. Thank you. Thanks a lot.